Good morning, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here on this beautiful day in the wonderful city of Winston-Salem in the great state of North Carolina and this big, wide country we have. The city of Winston-Salem, and I'm sure that your council person will talk about it, Councilmember Besse, because I'm not going to be long. I'm just going to let you have your day. uh, Mr. Royston, our newly appointed Director of Recreation Department and Parks, and to the Chairman of our Recreation and Parks Commission, along with his commissioners. We're very pleased when you volunteer and help us to make a difference. As I was coming out here, I do want to be allowed to just a few minutes to say I did feel sort of like I was home. So many years I taught over at Moore Elementary School. And this was the place we would come to enjoy ourselves, the students, and we walked and we looked at the nature, and it was just so beautiful. I want to say that the mayor and the council people, whenever we have the opportunity to share with another council person about what's going on in their ward, and especially since we have passed a bond and we talk about we are transparent. Our city manager makes sure, and of course our marketing person, Mr. McNeil, and his staff, that the public is well aware of what's going on. So I want to say to you this morning, in behalf of our mayor and the other council people, we greet you and we salute Councilmember Besse, and we say, may this be a very wonderful project, and I'm sure he's going to go more in detail. So at this time, I'm pleased to present to all of you, because if you live in this ward and you don't know him, he's in big time trouble, to, to present to you Councilman Besse.
Thank you very much, Mayor Pro Tem Burke, and thank you for coming out to the Southwest Ward and close by your old professional stomping grounds here to recognize the start of the actual work phase of the renovations and major repairs at Miller Park. For those of you who, and I'm probably not speaking to anybody here, quite frankly, but for those who may be watching this later on, who are not familiar with Miller Park, it is one of the urban gems of our city. It is a little preserved, how many acres, William, do we have in?
We have 40, little 40 acres.
So we have about roughly 40 acres. So it's not so little. It's small compared to, say, Salem Lake or Winston Lake, but for an urban neighborhood like the Ardmore area and the surrounding neighborhoods, it's a green oasis, and you can see that it is not overdeveloped. It never has been. It's always been a place in this urban setting where we can enjoy the green, commune with nature, enjoy the wildlife, and that is part of what has made it special over the decades, that it has been preserved, maintained, and used for that in this setting. When we undertook the bond issue campaign in 2014 and included Miller Park as one of the known targets for needed work, there was a lot of enthusiasm in the surrounding neighborhood for let's get things fixed, like those trails that crumble around the edges and need to be repaired. Let's deal with some of the older parts of the shelter areas, which are beautiful and picturesque, but they date back to the 1930s, I think. We're talking about, was it Works Progress Administration or Public Works Administration? Anyway, one of the alphabet agencies of the Roosevelt era that built those, and they have withstood the test of time, but they need work. They need repairs. So those, and what we are in particular celebrating the actual initiation of work very soon on today is the stream restoration project. And everyone who walks through this park and who walks through particularly the section here has seen the degree to which the added stormwater runoff from the impervious surface that has been added over the decades up here upstream of the park has scoured out the stream, deepened it, undermined banks, jeopardized many of the trees alongside, made it sort of a hazard and an environmental issue that we knew we needed to address. So folks were, anxious and happy to see that work getting underway, but at the same time, they were very concerned that we not alter the fundamental nature of the park, that we not jeopardize its status as a wildlife refuge for migratory birds that folks in the neighborhood and the community for much farther than the actual physical neighborhood encompassing it come to see and appreciate and enjoy. And so we were very careful in the planning. Had a community input process that involved not just the immediate neighbors but the larger community. We heard from the naturalists, from the scientists on what we need to do this work while we protect the wildlife and the unique wildlife qualities within our city that it brings to the area. And so it was a slow starter, and some folks have asked, when are you going to get started? When are you going to get started? And I have to tell them, well, we've been going on it. We've been examining and planning and taking care to be careful with what we do so that it's done well, it's done updating what's needed, repairing the damage without losing the qualities that make this such a gem for our area. And so that's what we're here to celebrate today. I know that the folks who are gathered here today represent the companies that have been working hard on that, our consultants, our engineers. Thank you for the work you've done and that you will be continuing to do to see this actually done well, done on time, done right for our park and our community. We appreciate it. Thank you to the Parks and Recreation Commission members that have, and we'll be recognizing you individually when our new Recreation and Parks Director comes up for his remarks in just a moment. Thank you to Lee Garrity, our city manager, who has helped shepherd through the process of getting these bond projects underway on a timely basis. Thanks to everybody who's been involved. Thank you for staying involved. We're going to see it through and see the problems fixed and Miller Park continue for generations to come as the green urban gem of our community. And now, let me turn to our new Director of Recreation and Parks, William Royston.
Before you turn to him, please, I want to say he does have with him his direct supervisor, Mr. Rao. Is this your department? No,
Yeah.
who's in charge of recreation now?
Mr. Page.
Oh, Mr. Page is not here. All right, thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Burke, for reminding me that I need to recognize our Assistant City Manager, Ben Rao. Thank you for coming as well.
Good morning, everyone. Not sure about you, but I think this is a great day to be excited about recreation and parks. For those of you that don't know me, my name is William Royston, the new Recreation and Parks Director, and I cannot tell you just how excited I am that we're getting ready to get started on this beautiful stream restoration. Before I move any further, I'd like to recognize two of our commission members, Mr. Jim Conrad and Mr. Ernest Logelman. You please raise your hand. Thank you all for your continued support in our park system. I'll also, a few people I'd like to thank and make sure that I pay special thanks to, starting with our wonderful city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, for his support and guidance in getting us to this point, his persistence in us making sure that we're getting these projects done on time. Assistant City Manager Ben Rao for helping us keeping our budget straight, keeping our financials in order, and for some of the what I would call some of the smartest people in our profession to help us get this project on paper, provide a plan of action for us to get this stream restoration accomplished. And those are our wonderful consultants that I've been working so diligently with over the past year. This project is truly a special one in the sense that it's truly brought various city departments together to accomplish a common goal. It's brought various neighborhoods and community and interest groups together, such as the Audubon Society, people, walkers of the park, mothers who want to take their kids to the playground. And I think that Miller Park as a whole is a truly special place here in the Ardmore area, very much as Councilmember Besse alluded to earlier. It needed a little TLC, and I think that what we're doing is beginning that long journey. I hope that you're excited. I'm excited. In order for us to be able to really truly appreciate how wonderful of a park this is, we need to start making some repairs. The first phase of that is going to be the stream restoration. Shortly thereafter, we're going to start looking at some of the pedestrian circulation patterns, looking at adding some lighting, and trying to make the park, bring it back to its once former glory. I thank and welcome I thank everyone for coming out this morning. I'm truly excited. I hope that you are as well, and I look forward to doing and continue to do great things in our park system as we move forward. Thank you very much.
Is it that wonderful time for the groundbreaking? All right. Who's going to participate?